What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily. March 2nd. Holy biscuits, it's late in the year already. March 2nd, 2023. Today is an interesting day. We got a lot going on this weekend, but not exactly a ton of to bet today. However, we do get some more conference tournaments that kick off today, Papa Dude, so I'm sure you're excited about watching some of that. We got a couple hockey games that are pretty good, NBA slate, so you're still able to find some best bets today, right, Papa Dude?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We got Dennis, who is one of our regulars, and Dr. Tang, of course, and neither one of them like today. Isn't it funny how gambling works? I had about 6 basketball games I was trying to choose from today that I kind of like. And then that
you love today. You love today.
Well, I mean, it took me a while to try to decide which one. I mean, there were several I thought were pretty bettable tonight, but that's just the way it works. You know, yesterday I couldn't find anything.
And I'm interested to hear what these other games are, because I put one game on the rundown that is very obscure, but I love today. And I have another one that I didn't put on the rundown. So actually, I'll just ask you this. I like Murray State laying a point tonight. Is that one of your games, Papa Dude?
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't look at that one, but that is a good one.
They just played Valpo. They were laying 6 at home to Valpo. Ended up winning the game by 1 in overtime. Beat Valpo earlier in the season as well.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I'm not sure why it's just 1 today. I realize we're at a neutral site, but Oregon State -1 is one of those plays I like quite a bit, just because of the adjustment there. They're the better team.
They're much better. Yeah, that is a good one. Valpo, they're not good. You know, they're not going to travel to St. Louis. Murray State's traditionally pretty good, and it's not very far from Murray, Kentucky to St. Louis. If they want to go over there, you know, they may not think they have a chance to win that tournament. But anyway, yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, Jose, how's it going? Welcome for all the way from Venezuela. Thank
you. Venezuela.
I appreciate it. You win the prize today for the longest distance from us here for tuning in. So welcome, Jose. Glad you could make it. Dr. Tang chiming in here. Pepperdine, his best bet. It's a late game, 8:30 Pacific, if you want to get in on that one. So the college basketball slate, I think, is kind of interesting because we do have all these college tournaments. But we'll kick it off here with a game that is not from one of those tournaments. Purdue -4 heading into Wisconsin. Total sitting at 127.5. Big Ten home team's been dominant against the spread this year. But, man, it is tough to catch just 4 against Purdue here, isn't it, Aaron?
It is, yeah. This is just one of those things, and I don't really like either team. Wisconsin, there's just so, for me at least, they've been very unpredictable. They're up and down. I couldn't go with them. I stuck with Purdue, even though I'm not a huge Purdue guy. I think they are overrated. I think they're going to go into Wisconsin and win tonight. I'll take the 4 here and lay it with Purdue.
You know, I'm scared to play either side of this game. I kind of like the under a little bit. Wisconsin, very slow paced, especially at home. So I would lean toward the under here, but it's tough to lay 4 with Purdue. It's also tough to only be catching 4. It feels like it should be that 5 or 6 range, but don't think there's a big enough edge on the Purdue side either, Papa Dude. Who do you like in this spot?
Purdue is going to win 63-61. Give me the under.
There we go. Under and Wisconsin there, if that's the total. I like calling the exact total. I have to see if we can get a number on that. Let's talk about one other ranked team. Number 9, Arizona, heading into USC. One of Papa Dude's best bets last week. The total sitting at 155. Arizona, a short favorite, just 2 points here. Papa Dude, you riding with the Trojans again, or you're going to take the Wildcats here?
Well, this was one of the games I was going to just kind of throw out there as something you might think about. Arizona's coming off a loss at home against Arizona State. They're going into USC, who I think is underrated. They're 14-1 at home. USC is. You're getting 2. If you got a little extra money, you want to sprinkle something on a late game tonight, I like USC in this one. I think at home they might get Arizona. I think Arizona is vastly overrated.
Kind of agree with Papa Dude here. I like the home court advantage here for USC in conference. I'll take the +2, but for me, this isn't a full unit bet. This is more of the beer money style bet where you want to have some action on the game that I'm going to be watching anyway. Aaron, who do you like in this spot?
USC. Give me the Trojans today, guys. I like them in this spot, and I'm with Papa Dude. I think Arizona, while they're not horrible, I don't think they're great. I don't think they're like an elite type of team. I don't think they're a team that you want to lay points with going on the road to a decent team like USC. USC's another one. They've been up and down, but I've got faith in them tonight. I think they're going to get done. Give me the Trojans. I like them at home tonight.
So we got a sweep on the Trojans. All right, now Let's head over to the Patriot League tournament, Papa Dude. This one's for you. I really like this game tonight.
Oh, God.
Lafayette taking on Lehigh. Lehigh, the number 2 seed in the Patriot tournament. These teams have played twice this year. Lehigh blew them out the first time and was up 15 in the second half before just hitting an absolute scoring rut. End up winning that game by 2. I love Lehigh tonight, who's the number 2 seed in the Patriot tournament. They've got to win the tournament to get into the big dance. Only laying 3.5 against a team that they are significantly better than and it should have beaten by double digits twice. Give me Lehigh minus the 3.5. Papa Dude, what do you think of this Patriot League battle?
Well, I'm extremely proud of you for
You did it.
I finally have converted you, and I don't know.
It took 8 months, but we're here.
So you're talking about 2 teams that I miss every freaking time. I don't get them right every time. Lehigh's got to win this game, right?
Yeah,
I agree. Lafayette sucks.
they do.
Lehigh should win 3.5. Yes, give me the whatever. What are the Engineers, or is Lafayette? Lafayette's the Leopards.
Let's
Not
see
the
here.
Lepers, the Leopards. And I think Lehigh's
Lehigh Mountain Hawks, Papa Dude.
shit. Who's the Engineers? Somebody. Are Lafayette the Engineers?
You're killing me. Now you make me check that too. Let's see here. Lafayette is the Leopards. You got that one right.
I don't know. I'll have to look up the Engineers. All right, I'm going to go with Lehigh minus 3.5.
Now, Aaron, I know you spent hours on this game. Give
Yes.
us your in-depth analysis.
Did.
Look, when you have 2 esteemed colleagues like you two, and you're so high on a game like this, I have to go with you guys. Make it a clean sweep. Lafayette, you guys said they're awful.
No,
I'll go with you.
Okay,
Give me Lehigh.
but I got them right all year. So
This is where I'm upset we don't have Magic on today, so we could go full heel and yell Lafayette big. Into
oh,
the
that's
camera.
true.
All right, let's go into the NBA here. Well, we're not going to talk about that one. Let's go into the NBA here. We got the Clippers minus 3.5 heading into Golden State. The Warriors very good at home. Total sitting at 231.5. This Clippers team is interesting to me because you have a healthy Paul George, you have a healthy Kawhi Leonard. I'm not really sure what they're doing with Westbrook, why he started the last couple games. But this Clippers team has a ton of talent the way they're constructed. I like their deadline moves. Aaron, are you willing to lay the 3.5 or are you going to take Golden State here?
I took Golden State, and when I made this pick this morning, I said, God, I hope he doesn't ask this one because this game was so tough. Like, I went back and forth on this one for a while, and this was one of them. I was like, God, please don't have this on the show. I took Golden State. The Clippers are interesting, right? Because you want to buy in. You want to believe, but it's still the Clippers. And it's like, yeah, I just don't know. I took Golden State, but Dr. Tang saying don't do it. So maybe I'm wrong on this one. We'll see.
I'll lay the 3.5 with the Clippers here. I'm not as reluctant as you are to play the game, but I'll lay it with look, Golden State's still not healthy. Curry's not back. And the wing defense here for the Clippers should be able to hold the wing offense at bay for Golden State. And to me, that's going to be one of the keys here. If you're able to stop Klay Thompson right now, it's hard for that Golden State team to keep up. So give me the Clippers here minus the 3.5 heading into Golden State. I don't like ever giving points to Golden State in Golden State. They've been dominant at home, but this is one of those spots where I'm willing to do it with the Clips. Papa Dude, who do you like here?
I hate the Clippers. I never get them right either. They should be much better than what they are. They're just the Clippers. I'm going the Warriors because I like the Warriors. So I'm not betting it though, but I'll take them to win.
To be fair here, it was between this game and the 76ers Mavs, which I've been gotten shit for bringing up so much on the show. That's why we ended up here. There's 4 games in the NBA. Those are the 2 best games. My best bet's coming from one of the other games. So it was between these 2, and I figured, we go with this one or we're going with another 76ers game that we talk about after last night. Although the 76ers did cover, and somehow that game stopped at 215, going under the 215.5, baby. So that was kind of nice.
So mad at you guys for that one. Love that over.
All right, let's head over to the ice here. The Maple Leafs playing the second night of a back-to-back, headed in to take on Calgary after getting blown out by the Oilers. McDavid, 2 more goals last night. Now it's 52 on the year. It's unbelievable. Flames minus 125 in this spot. Total sitting at 6.5. Give me the over. I like the over here in the second night of a back-to-back. I think both these teams able to put the puck in the net. We get the backup goalie for the Maple Leafs. Aaron, what do you like here?
Yeah, I think the over is a good play. I thought about that one as well. I also thought about, hey, I'll just take the Maple Leafs straight up in this spot as the best bet, but I didn't end up doing it. I did pick Toronto to win this game. You guys know, and I've said it 100 times, I'm just not a huge Calgary guy. I never have been this whole season. So I'll take the Maple Leafs here. They were not good last night. It was pretty brutal. They looked pretty silly at times. I think a team that's a veteran team, that is a good team, they're going to take that a little bit personal. They're going to bounce back tonight, play pretty well against what I think is a weaker team in Calgary.
Papa Dude?
I got the Maple Leafs last night. I took Edmonton. Yep. I want to make sure I mention that.
You did.
Yes. I'm with Aaron tonight. I think I'm going to go with the Maple Leafs. I like the over better than anything. Ryan O'Reilly, tremendous motivational guy. Look what he did as a captain with the Blues. He's going to have a locker room talk before. I'm telling you guys, he's weird. Ryan O'Reilly's weird. He's a great player, but he's weird. Terrible choice as a captain. He's gonna get him going tonight, though. I'm going Maple Leafs over the Flames tonight.
This is one of the most interesting teams in the NHL playoffs to me. This Maple Leafs team, which has added multiple people in the locker room to try and get past that first round, add some veteran leadership that's had success in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but they have just a boatload of offensive talent as well that's younger that should help them get by. East is wildly difficult. This Leafs team, I think, is going to be really interesting to watch in the playoffs as we kind of progress forward further. All right. I'm excited about this next game. I don't know if you guys have looked at the rundown or not.
Oh, no.
The St. Louis Blues heading to San Jose to take on the worst team in the NHL, one of them at least, the San Jose Sharks. And the Sharks are favored. They're minus 120. The total is 6.5. I've been preaching to just fade this Blues team. It worked against the Penguins. It worked against the Senators. It worked against the Kraken. Will it work tonight against the Sharks, who are atrocious at hockey? If you're a dog to the Sharks, you're a dog to everybody in the NHL now. Aaron, did the Blues lose their fifth straight?
Yes, they do. I took the Sharks tonight. I think, who's this team supposed to be? Look at the roster. It is so bad. And now we're thinking, hey, they're going to go on the road and break this thing. No, I don't think so. They're not the Seattle game, but the game before, I think, is Pittsburgh. They tried. Seattle just crushed them, and Seattle wasn't playing very well at all coming into St. Louis, just killed them. I bet the Blues get ahead in this game and lose. I'll go Sharks 4-3 in overtime for the Sharks tonight.
The prior to that Pittsburgh game, they had a closed-door meeting with the GM, the coach, and the entire team. If they were ever going to show up, that was the night. That's the best game they've played in those last four. The Sharks are 6-24 at home. Give me San Jose minus a goal and a half. Let's keep it going, baby. Papa Dude, who you got?
I got the Sharks for sure, and I didn't even hesitate when I saw they were playing them. Something's bothering me about the Blues, and we haven't talked about it. I'll mention it just a second.
Something? There's a lot.
No. I know that, but
check the list.
I didn't like the fact, and I like the GM. Don't get me wrong. I don't worry about the Blues. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll figure some stuff out. I didn't like him coming on there after Berube ripped those guys. I did not like that press conference at all because those guys deserved every damn thing Berube said. And it doesn't look to me like he's supporting the coach when you do that. To me, if I was the coach, that would piss me off because he didn't do anything wrong. The guy asked him a question, are you supposed to lie or are you supposed to be honest? These are not high school guys. These are professional athletes. They're getting a lot of money. And the fans deserve the effort, and he ripped their ass, and that's exactly what they deserved. And I don't think the general manager should have come out and said what he said. I really don't. That bothered me.
You have to assume that he had ripped them apart in the locker room prior to that, and it didn't go through. And that's why he did it in the press. And so I would assume that was the next step, right, to try and get them to start playing.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked yet. We'll see if it works tonight.
I don't think it's going to work because it's been the problem all year. They have not played well. When they had their full team, they didn't play well. There's something wrong in that locker room. I don't know what it is. And Aaron and I have kind of talked about it off air. Has he lost them? Yeah. Has the coach lost them? And that's a problem. And in today's times, I don't think you can criticize. but I still don't blame him for what he did. It's the truth.
Well, in every sport you see this, where you have this type of coach, they lose the locker room after a few years because the message gets
That's
stale.
true.
And it feels like the message may be stale. And the reason why Armstrong came out and talked was because he wants to keep a lot of this young nucleus together and realizes Ruby probably will not be there next year. So I think that's most likely why he came out and said something, but that doesn't mean that they're going to play any better the rest of the season for Ruby either. So this is continue to fade to the St. Louis Blues until further notice. All right, let's head to Gulfstream Park. Race number 9 for the race of the day. Pop, dude, I picked a tough one here. We got a field of 11 going 7.5 furlongs over the Gulfstream Park turf. And don't worry, it's a high-level $20,000 claimer race. So this is and the favorite, who probably should be the favorite, we've talked about twice on the show before, is in the 12 post, which is an awful post, going 7.5 over that Gulfstream Park turf. Aaron, I'll let you try and figure out this Rubik's Cube of a race first. Who do you like here?
You stole some of the thunder. I don't hate the 12 horse, but that post is tough going 2 turns at Gulfstream on the turf, like you kind of just mentioned, obviously. But the 12 finished second, 2 straight races, within a half length. How do we turn the corner? I don't think leaving from the 12 hole is how we turn the corner today. So I went against. I'm going to go number 4, Sister Nell, for Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz aboard. Last time out, this horse dropped down to this level, got 4th, only beaten 3.5, was defeated by the 12, but maybe the trip is a little bit different today. I also think there's going to be a lot of pace in this race, and a lot of the pace is coming from the outside, and that means send, in my opinion. So I think the 1, the 11, and the 12 are going to send. Maybe even the 10 gets out of the gate and sends a little bit. I think it sets up pretty well for Sister Nell. Saves the ground, tips out at the top of the stretch, gets it done. So I'm going to go number 4, Sister Nell on top.
I don't dislike the Sister Nell pick. I don't dislike Demigod or whoever you want out there. I think the 5 is a little bit interesting at a monster price, stretching out from the synthetic races, and should sit a pretty good trip here, sitting at 12-1. I went back and forth. I put the 12 on top, but I don't know if I can bet the 12. So as a bet here, I actually like the 8 horse Andy One, who is coming out of a race last time out that Swoonatra went gate to wire on. Absolutely nobody closed in that race. Andy One was trying to come and wasn't quite able to get there. The fuller field with more pace today, I think, is going to set up well for Andy One. So I'm going to go with the 8 on top here, as a bettable horse for me. I think the 12 is the most likely winner. I'm not sure I want to bet the 12, who is going to be your favorite, probably around 2-1, 5-2, something like that, because he's adding Jose Ortiz, which is going to bring money in, and is first off a claim for D'Angelo, who claims well. So there's things to like about the 12. I think he's the logical horse to be betting here. So I think the public does that, knocks that down to 5-2. So give me the 8 Andy One as a bettable horse here, but I do like the 5 at a price a little bit. Papa Dude, where'd you go?
Well, these races are really tough for me because they're non-winners of 2. So I tend to look for a younger horse sometimes over some of these that have run 15, 16 times and won 1. So that's 2 reasons I settled on the 3, actually. Before the previous race, been running in much tougher races, all allowances, pretty tough races. Then they put it in this level, didn't run bad, not great. It's been off for 47 days now, which tells me Pletcher has been working with it. It's only run 6 times. I like where it's at. Aaron kind of said he liked the horse too. I just think it's younger, hasn't been beat as much. So I'm going to go with it. I also like the 8 a lot. I can see that one. So if you're going to go against the favorite, I think the 4 and the 8 is logical to go against. And I just don't like the fact that 12 has run a whole lot and has only won once, and it's been a long time since it won. So I think a horse is kind of like a human. Sometimes they get beat so daggone much, they get used to it. So I'm going to go with the younger horse, or the one that hasn't run as much. I'm going to go with the 4, but I also like your horse too, Mike.
Yeah, the 12 Demogorgon, another thing that I don't love when you get to this level, 1 for 12 lifetime, but had the lead in the stretch both the last 2 races. And wasn't able to finish either time. And that starts to become a real concern for me with those type of horses, because they're 1 for 12 for a reason. You clearly fit at the level. You're just not able to get it done. So that to me is a little bit of a struggle. So Papa Dude and Aaron, Team Halterman going with the 4 horse. what is that? The
Sister
four horse
Nell.
here, Sister Nell. I want to say Andy Nell and kind of combine our horses. I'm going to go with the 8, Andy 1. A tough race from Gulfstream to close that card and close the pick 5. All right, let's jump into the best bets here. Papa, I'll let you kick it off here with Milwaukee.
Yeah, how about that? All right. I want to mention 3 others I kind of like tonight. I really like Michigan tonight at Illinois. Michigan is making that into the season push like they seem like they do every year. Illinois is not that good. If they don't bring it tonight, I think Michigan is worth a little bit of money at +5. I had it +5 this morning. I don't know that Illinois, even if they win, can beat that +5. So I kind of like that one. Kind of an obscure game out on the West Coast. If you want to do a late one, it's in the Big West. You got UC Santa Barbara at UC Davis. UC Santa Barbara was one of the best teams in the country for a while, or in that level. They've not been playing well. UC Davis has been. You're getting 1.5. I like that one tonight. I like UCD to win that one. And UCLA, again, I wouldn't bet much on this. I've seen you can get 13 in some places. You can get 12. Playing a pretty good Arizona State team tonight. It is in California or in UCLA, so that's something to look at. I don't know they cover that much. I think they win. I don't know, but I settled on this one. This is the one that jumped off the page to me. Wright State is a good team. They're playing University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee tonight. So I kind of broke it down a little. Milwaukee's 20-10. Wright State's 18-14. I think Wright State is favored because they beat Milwaukee twice in the regular season. What's the old cliche? Hard to beat a good team 3 times. They're at home tonight. It's in the tournament. This is a big game for both teams. I'm going to take Milwaukee to win outright, and I think they're going to do it. They played better against the good teams in that league than Wright State. I think Wright State just got them a couple times. They're not going to get them tonight. Give me University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee, and I don't know what their mascot is.
I like the +115, though. At least we're getting some plus money here. See if we can get University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin home there. Milwaukee, by the way, underrated city. Summerfest there. Wonderful outdoor concert series. If you're ever in the Milwaukee area, go check out Summerfest. A lot of fun there. All right, I'm going to go to the NBA. If you haven't noticed a trend here, I am fading the teams that are tanking. Last night, Grizzlies easily covered against the Rockets. Tonight, the Pacers take on the Spurs, who are coming off their first win of 2023. Yes,
is that right?
First win of 2023 happened on February 28th. The Spurs are the second fastest paced team in the NBA. The Pacers are the 4th fastest paced team in the NBA. The Spurs have the worst defensive efficiency in the NBA. They're allowing their opponents to shoot 50% from the floor, which is just wild in the NBA. These two teams have played once before. The final was 137-134. They put up 271 points. You get the Pacers over at 121 tonight. They score 115 anyway. Now they're getting to play this terrible San Antonio team. Give me the over on the Pacers here, 121.5. I don't want to lay 5 with the Pacers because the Pacers are not great, but I will take the over here. I think they're able to get buckets here. I like the over in the game as well at 238, but I like the Pacers over more specifically because, well, the Spurs suck, and they're coming off their only win of 2023. So I don't think they're going to play very well. So give me the over on the Pacers here. 121.5 is the best bet. Aaron, let's head over to you. Head over the ice. Who you got tonight?
We talked about it earlier. It's our earlier show. It's so hard to see that Spurs team and think about, wow, they're just so bad, but they really are. It's weird. Anyway, all right, let's go to mine. Tough loss last night. Colorado goaltending just blew up on us. Colorado scores 5 and loses 7-5. Really good hockey game to watch, but not good if you bet Colorado. All right, tonight we're going Penguins Lightning over the 6.5. When I play over-under, it kind of tells you that some of these games are sketchy as far as trying to pick a winner or you're just not getting the price. So I think it's going to be a very competitive night in the NHL. But with this one specifically, going the over makes a ton of sense to me. The Penguins have struggled to stop other teams, and it's really been the goaltending has been a bit shaky. They did come off a pretty nice win where they won 3-1 in Nashville 2 nights ago. But, Nashville does have trouble scoring. And so I think it was that kind of just situation. Who doesn't have trouble scoring? Tampa Bay Lightning. I think they're going to get some good opportunities tonight. I think the Lightning get 4 or 5 tonight. And that just means Pittsburgh, at least in my opinion, just got to get a couple, and I think they will. They are a very good offensive team. The Lightning, I mean, they do have Valesky. He is very good. He hasn't had just a great season this year, though, so I think the Penguins sneak a couple by. So I'll go over the 6.5 tonight with the Penguins and the Lightning.
I like it. I've talked about this Penguins team as being offensively challenged. They've been putting the puck in the net recently, and I agree with you here. This is one where the Lightning should be able to score as well. So like the over there. We got a busy day here on the Racing Dudes channel. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be live all freaking day and really all weekend. I mean, this is a phenomenal weekend in the horse racing world. Got the Magic Mike show today. We're going to preview the late pick 5 from Gulfstream Park on Saturday's card featuring Forte and the Fountain of Youth. But phenomenal card in general. There's 7 stakes races. There's a guide over at racingdudes.com. If you want to check that out, make sure you go buy the guide there. If you're a subscriber, you get the guide for free, so that doesn't suck either. Papa Dude Aaron, I know you're going to be on the channel live all day today. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so Bleakers Off's going to come up at 1 o'clock. So that'll be the first one to kind of kick us off here. And then the Dudes Who Bet Sports show with Papa Dude and I will be on at 2:30 today. This is all Central Times, by the way, 2:30 Central Time. We're going to recap the Rebel, and then we're going to get into the future markets in the NHL, the NBA, and college basketball and see who we're liking to win the whole thing. So that's going to be a really fun show. We've got a lot of good stuff lined up there. And so, yeah, I mean, just turn to our YouTube page, and like you like say sometimes, we'll start talking at some point because it shows at 1, 2:30, and 4 Central Time. That's going to be a good block of schedule there where we're going to be live and on the air.
Yeah, it's a busy day, busy weekend. We'll be live on Saturday for the Gulfstream Park stakes races as well. So make sure you're checking that out. Friday, we'll be back with Dudes Who Bet Daily. We've got a Pick 6 mandatory payout at Gulfstream on Saturday. On Sunday, we've got a Santa Anita Pick 6 mandatory payout on Saturday. On top of the San Felipe, just a wild couple days of horse racing coming up here. And on top of that, we got all the sports betting too. Look, Dudes Who Bet Daily every day, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's run through the best bets here before we take off. We're going to have Aaron go with the Lightning and the Pens over 6.5 tonight. Papa Dude taking University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin on the money line plus 115. Give me the Pacers over 121.5 for their team total. Carrying this team Halterman last night. I got the W home. We're gonna flip it around here on Thursday. 1 and 2 for the week, minus 130, up 447 for the year. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Good luck with all of your bets today.